The federal government of Ambazonia has also officially declared former Cameroonian Minister of Communication Issa Tchiroma Bakary personnel non grata across all Ambazonian territory, citing his alleged role in enabling atrocities committed during this Ambazonian War of Independence. In a strongly worded statement issued on Tuesday, the Ambazonian leadership accused Mr. Tchiroma of being the chief propagandist for President Paul Biya's regime during its military campaign in southern Cameroon. The government warned that any attempt by Mr. Tchiroma or associates connected to his political activities to enter or campaign in Ambazonia will be treated as a serious violation of Ambazonian sovereignty and may lead to legal actions both domestically and internationally. Mr. Tchiroma is not welcome in Ambazonia, said the government of Ambazonia. His actions as Minister of Communication, including denial of massacres and justification of scorched earth tactics, directly supported war crimes and crimes against humanity. The government further revealed that Tchiroma has been named in a dossier submitted to the office of the prosecutor at the International Criminal Court in The Hague. The growing submission reportedly includes over 90 individual case files implicating not only Cameroonian officials but also nationals from France and Nigeria, and alleged to have supported or facilitated military operations in Ambazonia. President Samuel Sako, speaking on behalf of Ambazonian government, reiterated calls for international accountability. He says the people of Ambazonia have suffered enough. Those who helped orchestrate and cover up atrocities must face justice no matter their rank or nationality. The statement concludes with a warning to local leaders, political actors, and foreign governments against engaging with any campaigns or delegations affiliated with Mr. Tchiroma, emphasizing that such actions could undermine ongoing international legal processes. This development marks a significant escalation in the diplomatic posture of the Ambazonian government, signaling a renewed push for global recognition and legal redress in the ongoing war in Ambazonia and the Cameroons. Barrister Ambazonia, here is another communique. This time the Ambazonian government is asking all of them to desist from supporting or leading any delegation of Mr. Tchiroma into the Ambazonian territory. What would you say about this communique?
Yeah, I like the communique, but I wonder personally whether any Ambazonian would ever have assisted Mr. Tchiroma to come do anything in Ambazonia. I doubt. But if that is the case, that is a big mistake. Because Issa Tchiroma is not just Issa Tchiroma. This man who has played a big role, a very important role in the destruction, in the murders, in the genocide that occurred in Ambazonia. So they will not do everything they want to do unless they have a spokesperson who will sell out their narrative. Issa Tchiroma was not doing it as a private man. He took up that function as the Minister of Communication to defend everything that was being done to us. And I still remember it is on record. In one of those interviews, I think 2019 or before, where he was asked, they were on public discussion with my colleague Bakary. He narrated all what was going to us and asked Issa Tchiroma, what did Issa Tchiroma say? Issa Tchiroma responded to the question, how do you say this? He didn't want it to be told out. He was speaking from the podium as the government spokesman. And he said he didn't want this thing to be told out. Of course, the ICC is there. Those are the people the ICC is looking for the commanders, those who instrumentalize the whole thing. He is not different from what they call in Rwanda radio meal calling, where they used the radio station to promote genocide. And so he is just one of them. I wonder, I very much doubt, if anybody with this sensitivity up there will ever come to Ambazonia to defend the position of Mr. Issa Tchiroma as a person or his political party. We don't need him. He should not even come. Now, if he dare come, every Ambazonians will look at him as the active. There are so many people in Cameroon who don't know much about what is going on in Amazonia. Issa Tchiroma knows everything. He knows about Ngara. He knows about Florence Ayafo. He knows details, every details. But remember what we say all this thing. Each of these times that these things are committed, the government will tell you we're investigating. And when they investigate, who announces the result of the investigation? Their government spokesperson is a portion of our government. Yes, we'll give arms to people in Ghana. We cannot trust them. That's the position. It's announced by Tchiroma or somebody in his position. Yes, we'll kill Flora Ayafa, we're investigating. That's government spokesman. Yes, and yes, and yes. And so he's a symbol of the genocide. He's a real active symbol of the genocide. If people choose to forgive him, they may. But I don't think any Ambazonia should ever forgive this criminal. He's a criminal, either in the dock, waiting for when he will go to the dock to be tried. And so we don't need him. He's persona non grata, that's a fact, that's the truth. We don't need him. And any Ambazonian who cooperates with him is also an accomplice to what he did. And so Ambazonians want to go out for the sake of money or for the sake of anything to support a certain guy called Issa Tchiroma. Issa Tchiroma is even more dangerous than Paul Biya. Because Paul Biya might have given the orders privately, Issa Tchiroma sold them out publicly. He defended them in the world to show how the genocide they were committing was no genocide at all. To show how Ambazonians fighting were just terrorists. To show how whatever thing happened to us was against the law, which in fact they were committing all illegalities on us. Issa Tchiroma knows what the African Commission on Human Rights said. He knows, he reads English. And this is Issa Tchiroma, he comes from Garawa. Today, parts of Larger Ambazonia, northern Cameroon, they share the boundary with Garawa, because the borders extended right to the Chad. When he was back on Issa Tchiroma in 1984, he fled to Nigeria. He speaks very good English. When he was there in Nigeria, just passed through where it used to be northern Cameroon. So he knows this history very, very well. He's not a small man, he's an old man. So he has read these things. He's well educated. And so he will run to Jos, he will run to Zaria and hide there. When the opportunity comes, he comes back to save the criminal government in Cameroon. And then, most importantly, he comes back to perpetuate, directly or indirectly, the killing of Ambazonians, who are simply asking for a right to speak, who are simply asking for a right to voice their own grievances. And so Issa Tchiroma is never our friend. He is really a persona non grata. In other words, a person not wanted in that territory. Over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Barrister Mbesi. I'm sure that over the weekend there will be enough time to, delve into these two communiques. They would have other analysts in the house, and it will be dealt with extensively. But thank God and thank you for the foundation that you have laid for this conversation to even kickstart today. So we expect to have you and others on Saturday for an extensive analysis and discussion on these two government release communique this week. Thank you so much, Barrister Mbesi.
Thank you for having me.